Aloha, my name is Calvin Kumar.
This is Ephraim Driz.
Okay, so today we're gonna teach you guys how to make a wiki, a do-it-yourself automated invoicing system. So it's pretty much, as you can see here, it's an example of an invoice. You can see a customer's information here, shipping information and product information. And basically what we are trying to accomplish here is to help the person who's doing this invoice input only a few numbers here. As you can see, there's this orange data here, and what this system will do is it will bring the other relevant information from the saved data from sheet 2, which is the customer list, and sheet 3, which is the product list. So this is to help the office clerk to make things easy, and they just need to put customer number and product numbers here and quantity, and the system will basically help the clerk input those other informations. So let's get started, and in order to set up this system, there's this function called VLOOKUP, which it will basically look up customer list and the product list, and it will generate the invoice. So as you can see here, we have a customer number here and customer name. In order to have this VLOOKUP formula here, you just need to go to insert function. You can see this table will appear. Over lookup value, you're gonna put the customer number, for example customer number 1, and for a table array you're gonna go to sheet number 2. So what you do for a table array is just put all the data here, and just click enter, and again for the third, which is number 2, you can see here, which is the customer name. Okay, for the column index, as you can see at number 2 from sheet 2, it's basically taking the customer name over here. So as you can see number 2 here, so you just put in 2, so data will from here will get the numbers from the customer list. And make sure you also, for range lookup, make sure you also put false, so whatever other unrelevant data that you input, it will give you a false sign. So just click OK, and for the other details over here, you need to just use the same method as you use for the customer name here, but the only difference you're going to do is, as you can see here, you use 2, which is getting the information. So for number 3, you can see here, just VLOOKUP, you just copy the formulas that you have made for the customer name, but you just change the column index number to be number 3, because you can see here the street address in sheet 2 shows the street address, which is column number 3, and you do for the same for the city and the state. As you can see here, the formulas are all the same, but you just change the column numbers so they are connected to this customer list over here.
Alright, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna do the VLOOKUP, but instead of for the customer information and shipping information, we're gonna do it for the product information. So Kelvin explained how VLOOKUP work, and it's the same what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna do VLOOKUP for the product description and for the unit price of that product. So we're just gonna click that cell, and we're gonna use the same formula, VLOOKUP. So one moment. So So we're going to choose the cell, I guess the anchor of the information. That would be the product number that the clerk or the sales clerk will input here, and we'll input that information there. And as a reference, we're going to use the table on sheet number 3 for the product listing. So we're just going to use the range over here from B3 till D13. And for the column index, since we're looking for the description of the product itself, we're going to use number 2 because it's the second column for the table array. So we're just going to choose number 2. And for the range lookup, it's going to be the same. It's false. And just click OK. And we can test it out. 102. It's going to change to farm. Same with the unit price. We're just going to copy the same formula. However, we're going to be changing the column number. Instead of number 2, we're going to use number 3 because it's on the third column of the product listing over here. And what we did over here is we just put in some formula of the total price. So it's unit price times the quantity the customer may want to purchase, and this one would be for the second product. Basically it's the same formula we have here for the above. It depends if the customer wants another product to purchase, so we just use the same VLOOKUP and we just change the reference to this cell over here. So it's for the total price, we're just gonna multiply the unit price by the quantity, and subtotal, sales tax, it's all formulated here, so we can compute for the total amount the customer is going to be paying for their order. Basically that's it about the recording the invoice. Next thing we want to talk about is how to lock or how to secure this system so it doesn't mess up. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go to the review ribbon. What we're gonna do is we're gonna protect the worksheet, so anyone who might have access to the system cannot change anything, especially the formulas inside these blue zones and green zones. So before that, we need to specify first the cells that we're gonna allow to change. So we're just gonna what we're gonna do is just allow users. Just click this and add a range that will allow the user to input the invoice. So here in refer to cells, we're gonna allow the users to input the invoice manually, customer number, product number, the second product number, and quantities of those. So it will refer to every cell that we put here. And here's what we're gonna do is we're gonna protect the cell. So we're just gonna input a password. I'm gonna use Hawaii, and we're just gonna confirm it. Alright, so the worksheet is now protected. As you can see, if I tried changing the formula or input data in here randomly, it will not change anything. But for the invoice number, I can change it. For customer number, basically these cells are not protected. So that's how you protect it. And to unlock it, just go to the review ribbon again and just choose unprotect sheet, and then just choose to change the password if you want to change any formulas here. So basically that's it. We hope that this presentation helped you to have your own do-it-yourself automated invoicing system. Mahalo.